Hello, it is Monday, and I'm Tracy Weinzapfel, and this is my studio. You might have noticed I fixed my camera. Actually, I'm having issues with my computer. I have to take it in tomorrow. So I was adjusting a few things and made more space on my desk, which is kind of cool because now it's aimed more here, and I have kids in the living room. So you might see my mess back there. I got a mess going. I don't know if you could see that, but I got stuff everywhere. Anyway, so let me tell you what's been going on. You're live in my studio. It's Monday. It is August the 8th. And I'm like 2 days away from vacation. I'm taking a true vacation too. Like I'm even taking my computer in to get repaired while I'm gone. So that way I don't have it while I'm gone. But I'm just going to take some R&R. Take some minimal art supplies with me. So what's been going on? I booked quite more classes. I just came back from teaching at a store in Orange. We had an awesome time. They asked me back for 2 more classes October 8th. I just got my issue, but I'm saving it because I don't want to read it, but I read my own article. I wrote my own article. But there's this magazine, and right here, right there's my name. Right there. There is an article by moi, kind of cool to see. And I just turned in another article for the next issue, so I got that off my plate. And I was just asked too by a local store, which is cool. You're on a repeat loop. I don't know what a repeat loop is. Can somebody help me? Am I repeating? Can we check and see if my sound is good? Let me check, Lori. Okay. Does everybody, I just want to make sure we're good with sound. Okay. Oh, hold on. Let me uncensor our, there we go. I don't know what a repeat loop is, so I'm undoing our, there we go. Good, sounds good. Uh-oh. I don't know. I don't know what that is. I know. Okay, I fixed the, all right. Sorry about that. Okay. Here we go. So, yeah, I haven't read my issue because I'm going to take on vacation. So this is what happened. I'll open it up on the airplane. I'll fall asleep 7 seconds after opening it up, but that's just how I am. Okay. So, yeah, Andy just mentioned that if you have not joined our Facebook group, please do. A couple of exciting things. I am going back to London June 24th and 25th. And we are doing another Dare to Create Live. That was just announced today. The ticket sales are going to go on sale the first week of October until they are sold out. And we're going to pre-sale them to our individual groups. That includes that group that you just got the link to. And then I just got contacted by a local store. Hello, Carol. To teach 2 classes in September, which is really cool when they contact you and say they heard good things. I know Pam just said, airplanes make me nap too. I am just the world's biggest sleeper on an airplane. Rarely am I awake. But I'm going on vacation and I have 4 free drink coupons, so I'm going to use 1 or 2 of those bad boys flying home. And anyway, so that was kind of exciting, and CHA just came out with their Creativations is the new subject matter for CHA next year, and they just announced our schedules for teaching, and 2 workshops of mine got approved, which is really always an honor because you're kind of teaching to the retailers of the industry, and I'm teaching 1 by myself, and then I'm teaching a Dare to Create Live with Mr. Skinner. And we are also going to Daytona next year. Mary, local store in La Mesa, Scrap Addict. They just contacted me. I just sent everything to them. And I think I'm gonna try and do 2 classes in one day and then truck it home again. It's just this is what I always say to the teachers who ask me to teach. It's always great when the people who take the class enjoy it, but it's even better when it's a bigger compliment when the store owner asks me to come back. And so far, so good. So far, I'm at 100%, and that there's just nothing better than that. So this is the art journal I'm taking with me. This is the art journal I'm taking with me, which I really need to catch up and share what I've been doing, because I've just been in odd moments of my life painting just odd little things. I was going to do a variation of this today. So I do. Mary, I always need help. But these are just pieces that I have been, and this is a good size to travel with because it's 7 by 10 and it's hardbound, so it can take a beating and keep on ticking. So that's going with me to Michigan, and I don't know what. I think I'm going to take some watercolors, a few acrylics, just so I can mess around while I'm gone. And yeah, I'm going to Michigan. So next week we're off. I'm going to completely take the week off just to see family and visit. And the last thing that I have on my agenda that is super exciting, because I think we're down to the last 4 or 5 seats, and that's in October. I'm doing Ministry of Mixology, and that is with Andy. And we're near a sellout, which is amazing because we did not think or anticipate. We've got a few things in the works, but that's a big major one that I will be, once I return, I'll be doing that. So any of these events that I talk about too. Oh, the other thing is I was contacted by, a lot of people can't go to CHA. I was contacted by a group in Phoenix to come teach while I'm there. So stay tuned. We'll see if that pans out, because a lot of people cannot take classes at CHA because they're for their retailers. And Maria, I'm coming back to the UK. So if you guys didn't get that link, that's I got nothing going on lately. I have nothing going on lately. Seriously, it's one deadline after another. I was so thrilled this past week when I got the wine barrel done, photographed. That doesn't leave till the 1st. But talk about having more on my plate than I ever thought I would. And I would have it no other way. So there you go. Yes, Maria just said, I cannot wait for next June. She went to our first event. And it's pretty darn exciting. I think to be asked to come back, oh my God, the dog does not like when people are in the pool. The kids are in the pool. Can you hear that? I apologize if you can. The link for the UK stuff is, yes, there is. I'm trying to think what it is. Dare to, with the number 2, createlive.com, I think. Look that up. Sorry about that, Mary. I'm just going to text my daughter to let the dog out, because when people are in the pool, he goes nuts. I can hear him. Okay. I do want to thank our moderators. That's who's texting me. I'm not just sitting here on the phone aimlessly. Mary, Andy, and Lori. So they text me if there's sound issues or things come up. They will text me. Yeah, I have kids in the pool, so the dog's going nuts. There we go. DareToCreateLive.com. I knew it was something. Forgetting all these websites. So today I'm going to work on wood. This is just what I pulled out. This is 8 by 10. This is 11 by 14. And then I just pulled out some clip art that I had. So I just printed up these random, I just took these off the internet I just did some black and white clip art. I don't really care about I just wanted the shape of the flowers. I don't care so much about the flowers themselves. But I thought it would be cool to try something new. And so I have a piece of MDF. That's what that is. I'm seeing if we can see the small piece because I'll just go small. Sometimes the bigger pieces don't necessarily work that bad. There we go. That's a nice, good, clear picture. Yes, it is. Yes, indeedy, Bob. Sorry for that little glare. The sun is a shining and about to set, which means it's just blaring into my studio. And I will try to close this. So hopefully our sound is all good. Maybe it's better if I do that. Is that better? That might be better. There we go. That's a little bit better. All right. So this is a piece of, this is just, I think this is 8 by 10. Well, there's only one way to find 8 by 10. There you go. Only one way to find out. So if you have not been on my website and you're looking for artwork, I'm selling a bunch of original artwork because I'm going to be relisting a bunch of new artwork, but I put everything on sale and haven't advertised a darn thing because I sold a few pieces last week and I just haven't had time. So this, how thick is this? Good question, Dad. 1/4 of an inch? Is that? No? I don't know. That's a great question. No, not even 1/4 of an inch. That would be, what's an 1/8 of an inch? 1/8 of an inch. I almost asked what is 1/2 of a 1/4, but I can figure that out. I have a degree in construction. You'd think I'd be able to figure that out. Okay, so I'm going to dip into here. So Dynasty has been so generous in sending me brushes, and more are on the way. Okay, let's put that there. Okay. And I'm going to prep this surface with gesso. Just going to prep this. The reason I'm doing that is because otherwise the paints will really absorb and the grain of the wood could show through, which maybe you want that, but in my case, I really don't. So you guys been watching the Olympics? I'm addicted. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I've been taping and see right now it's early for me. So the Olympics, I mean, I get them on every channel now. I even found a channel that shows all 6 channels that the Olympics are playing on our satellite dish so that I can watch all 6 things at one time and just go back and forth. So when there's a commercial on, I go to something else. It's almost as bad as my addiction to Bravo, but not quite. All right. Now I'm going to let this dry and then I'm going to do something else. It's just my nice fingerprints in there. This is the bottom of the gesso, so I'm just using whatever's kind of left in there. Whatever clump comes out, I'm just pushing that off to the side. All right. I really love this brush. I'm kind of in love with this. This is a Dynasty brush, but it's a really soft one, and it's really long. So it just, I don't know. I like it. Really long bristles. Just, I really am putting this on generously, and there's going to be a reason for that. I'm hoping there's going to be a reason for that. All right. If there's any questions, by the way, feel free to ask them. As I'm painting, I'm just looking to make sure I hit the record button. As I'm painting, it is sometimes hard to answer the questions because obviously I paint on my fingers and I cannot multitask. But I have my lovely moderators who even text me. So my phone, my watch, my firstborn, everything goes off and I can answer the questions or try to answer the questions. Sometimes I don't even have the answer. So that's not even an option. All right. Might as well use the rest of this up, right? Now, I was really hoping to figure something out. I'm going to see if I can, I'm just going to use the bottom of this. No sense leaving it. Good. And now I'm going to take a brush. I'm going to take this brush. I'm going to see if this works. I don't know. Oh yeah, it is kind of working. So what I'm doing is I'm taking this brush, and I really want, I don't know if this is going to work, but I do want the brush strokes in there. Like, so what I'm doing is I'm purposely putting brush strokes in here. I need some more. Let's do it better where it's thick. See, the gesso will absorb. Well, that gesso goes in the, it is doing better where it's thicker. All right, ditch that. Oh, there's more in the lid. Let's take that out. All right. Dump. And I'm going to all right. Now, one thing I really am trying to be more cognizant, especially with these brushes like this, is just, I know as it is I clean up too much, but I've never really cleaned up my brushes that well, especially with these encaustic brushes that are very, you don't want them to dry up with paint on them. It just doesn't serve you well. So, and the good thing is, oh yeah, that dog is going nuts out there. So I really, with the brushes and stuff, I really try to just keep like brush cleaner going on them. It's really great because then I don't have to end up with, oh, come on. All right. If you're wondering, my work surface is glass. So let's see how much texture I get out of this once it's dry. This should dry pretty quickly because it is raw wood. And that should absorb in pretty quickly. I don't know if I'm going to get as much of the lines that I wanted to. Yeah, I'm working this off my desk. It's so distracting to me when I see a video and somebody's work surface is completely caked with paint. You can't even see what they're doing anymore because the paint. I know that's probably just me, but if it cleans up quick, get rid of it. Let me see how much you should never expect a painter to be this clean, but I am. There's just something about it. When I tune in to see what others are doing, yeah, I just want to see where can I make improvements, where can things be better. And sometimes I'll watch somebody painting and I look and I'm like, I can't even tell where their painting begins and their work surface. All right. All right, so let's see. I might even be able to get some more lines in there. Yeah. Oh. No. Just smearing it. Oh, gut cleaner is just brush and stencil cleaner. I highly recommend it. Not just because I like to clean stuff, but like I said, keep the proper care and feeding of your brushes is really important. I'm looking for more gesso because I know I have some open. I have been blowing through pots of gesso like you would not believe. All right, and you know what? Let's do a little something else. All right. I'm just looking for a stencil now. And there's no shortness of those. You know what? I think I'm going to do this one. No, I'm going to leave it pretty flat. Thought about it. I just realized this is... Yeah, I'm taking a lot of time on this part because this is actually going to be my texture in my... There we go. I'm not trying to add a ton of texture to this. This piece I want to keep kind of flat, but I do want just a little bit. I think that's good. I wanted to go both ways there. All right. But I have to make sure this is dry. Okay. Ready to go. My tea. Hold on, my tea got cold. Not for long. And yes, I do that frequently. All right. Pretty good. Now, I'm going to go with that yellow green light and blue green light for now. And then we're gonna oh yeah. I really like this brush. I'm liking it so much that I'm just continually using it here. Hopefully you can see this. Okay. So See that? See that? See that? Oh, shucks. I forgot to put my apron on. What do you think about my apron? I don't want paint on this shirt either. Got it. All right. So I'm just using these two colors and I'm sort of semi-blending them. But I put the blue-green light to the outside a little bit more. And I just really want to coat this. And then I could decide what it's missing, what it's not missing. All right. And now what I'm doing, all those lines and stuff we left in it, if I pull the baby wipe over it, I want to be careful because I don't know how set all this is. I have limited dry time in an hour. If it's the first time you're joining us, please introduce yourself for one thing. But understand that we only have an hour. Usually I try to get this done in an hour. So what I'm doing is I put the paint on and then I pull it away. And what I'm doing is, first off, I'm blending it a little bit. But I'm also, all that texture we left, I didn't want it to be, I could do the same thing if I had a stencil like modeling paste and stuff. Isn't that nifty? And that's why I was trying to get the texture to go both ways. I didn't want it to be all, but can you see that? All right. I wish I could follow along in the, if I didn't say hi to you, I apologize. It's hard for me to follow along in the chat and be mindful of what I'm doing down here. I think what I like about this brush too, it's got long bristles on it and stuff. So just, I don't know. It's a really good feeling brush though. But see, I'm going to carry on with kind of pulling this away and then pulling it back on as much as I want. All right, kind of like that. Everybody's saying baby wipes rule. Oh my God, they do. And I'm really partial to the Costco ones. They don't pay me to say that, but I sure wish they did. So, because they really are the best baby wipes. I don't know, there's something. Every time I have to go and I'm traveling for work, and somebody buys baby wipes, I'm like, oh, come on, be the Costco ones. And I always feel like I scored. It was funny, the last store I taught in, I have to wipe my hands off. I'm getting pain everywhere. The last store I taught in, she had the flushable baby wipes. Not baby wipes, like the flushable wipes. And I was kind of like, I don't know if I can get past the fact that these are used somewhere. I guess wipes are used in a baby's bottom, so I don't know what makes them any better in my brain, but somehow it does. But I couldn't get past, I was like, hey, everybody, you could all take these into the bathroom and use them on your keister and then flush them. But I didn't say that. There we go. So this background I kind of did the other day in my journal, and I just kind of loved it because, I don't know. But I did. So it was worth a redo. Sometimes things work in my art journal, sometimes they don't, but that's how my brain works. I didn't say that out loud, but I did want to say it. kind of want this to be dry. Oh. All right, it doesn't have to be completely 100% dry. So this is why I like this encaustic brush. I'll show you. So I'm going to do this so I don't have to keep wiping stuff up so much. Here we go. So that's Prussian. This, you'll be able to see it too. So you see how I wipe that away? I love Prussian Blue Hue on this color. It's just a cool combination. And I'm dry brushing again, so I'm not blending the colors, okay? And I'll pick all this up. Oops. And again, there we go. Now that texture was just made with my paintbrush. Again, if I get too much or too little, baby wipe. Notice I got some white wood exposed here, so let's just make that a little darker. Ow. Gee, I'll probably sell this piece, unless it turns out so amazing I can't part with it. Yeah. And I can go back over that later, but I like this color on here. So if you guys ever have me over to teach, don't get the flushable wipes, because you'll know what's going on in my brain. You take care of these brushes, you'll have them forever. So how great is that? There we go. Pretty simple, huh? All right. That needs to dry too. I need a magic oven. That's coming. Believe it or not, somebody says paper towels. I rarely use paper towels. I am big. These towels come from Costco. See these towels right here? They're in the shop section, you know, the automotive section. I don't know, there are 1,000 towels for like 17 bucks. But I use them in towels, so I wash them. I just throw them in with my whites. I've never had an issue with like it. So something about rolling through, because I have a tendency to roll through a lot of paper towel. Well, that's cool. That's good enough for now. I don't know. It's simple. It is simple. It is simple. So after the show, I just go dump a bunch of these. Okay, I dump a bunch of them in the. So this is clip art. You know, this is just, I looked up red flowers. I think it's a poppy, probably a poppy. And sometimes I see flowers and I like the shape of them, but I know it's going to take me 7 years and a day to try to figure out how to draw it. So I'm going to do this. This is just a piece of transfer paper, like carbon paper. And what works best, I don't know if I'm going to do, oh, you know what? Let's see, how big did I print this? Hold on. I don't know how big I printed this, but I was going to do like 3 flowers, but now I'm just thinking one big fat one. And just have it offset. Nah, maybe a couple. If I do 3, if I do 2, I have to do 3. Well, let's start with this. Let's make our decision after. I kind of find a ballpoint pen works best, but so I don't really know where the edge of my board is. I'm just going to feel for it. Okay. And I don't use, oh, whoops, I guess that is the edge of my board. Oh. So I don't really do this exact. I just kind of get the, oh, boy, I really cut this off. There's not even going to be much of a flower here. So you see I just did, I mean, I literally, oh, hopefully it worked. as I did that, and they went, oh yeah. So if I didn't get, I don't care. If you're wondering why I didn't get a perfect impression, my if you, I have perfectly good new paper, but I just use the same one over and over. And since I don't really care what I'm using it for, it's not a big deal. But there we go. All right, that'll work, believe it or not. It should work. Let's just put it that way. And I'm going to grab another brush. Another brush. I just have this whole array of brushes that I'm trying out and using. So I'm kind of playing. So I'm going to go with some gesso here. So this weekend I really tried to paint in my art journal, and I did like 3 pages for myself. Way too long. I'm going to need a shorter flat brush. Make this one right, yeah. Yikes, it's hot in here. So what I'm doing is just doing a layer of gesso. And I'm kind of defining those lines of where the petals are. Not bad. I mean, I'm not. This is how I practice a lot of flowers until I get better at them. Now I can draw most of them that I like. But this one I was like, oh, I kind of like where those petals are. I think I looked up red flowers and a bunch of poppies came up. Which I love poppies. Cool. May not, oh, sorry, may not look like much now. And now, the cool thing about printing up a flower like this in black and white is nobody's telling you what the flower has to be. Nobody's telling you the flower has to be red, because I actually printed it, it's in black and white. All right. Oops. Okay. And I'm going to get some Pyro Red out, because it's just my all-time favorite color in the whole wide world, next to turquoise. And I'm going to get Carbon Black, get Payne's Gray, Carbon Black. Okay, and then what's the other color I need? I need like a yellow. I need a yellow that is not, maybe primary yellow. Let's try that yellow for now. Let me change. All right. Now I can put, I'm going to actually just go for it and paint this on here. I'm going to commit. That's what I'm going to do. Now for all you decorative painters out there, and got all those brush strokes, by all means use those bad boys. But for now, I'm just going to paint like I ain't ever painted. Because pretty much that's how I approach every painting. Alright. Pyro Red, because it's the most amazing red in the whole wide world. Oops. And this is where my flowers will take some shape. Whoops. Isn't that an amazing red? It's just an amazing red. That's how I describe it. It's Ferrari red. Just want to give that a little dry because I'm going to go back in with the yellow. Here we go. Okay. There's one very red flower. Cool. This is a stipple brush, stencil brush, stipple brush. See, it didn't really matter what the inside of that flower looked like because I put black in the middle. See? Now we want that to dry because I think I'm going to add 2 more flowers. I may want to get a new piece of carbon paper out. Uh-oh. Shoot. Do me a favor, don't hit your heat gun against it, dingy dongy. It's dumb. Make sure that dries out. Ooh. And concentrate the heat gun there. All that from a little, all that from just a little, and see, all I did was I resized it. So here's a smaller version of it. So that kind of allows me to go on here and look and see, oh yeah, this is how big I want it to be. This is not how big. So my next one is going to go like right there, I think. I already did that one. Throw that one away. I don't need a giant one because I'm not going to use those. Throw those away. I might need a smaller one maybe. You just want that to dry. A little wet. A little tacky. And I will have all these colors. Don't be writing stuff down. You don't have to. You can just enjoy. All right. Let's do this. Let's put that in the end so we know where this flower is going to go. Let's put that right. Oops. Oh, you gotta have, oh. You know, normally I would give like 5 minutes of dry time to everything, but of course around here I don't do that. All right. I find a ballpoint pen works fabulously. Oh, kind of rotating it. I don't want to be rotating it. Let's see. Oh, uh-oh. Oh, that really worked. See? That's what happens when your carbon paper's new. Just that one corner. All right, I'm going to do one little, I'm just going to resize one more. I need one more. Okay. And I'm going to, I can actually do that right now, so I don't have to wait for it to dry. So let's see, simple, throw that away. Don't need it anymore. I know, you think that all day, sit here and draw flowers. No, not all the time. Let's see if I made this small enough. I really don't want it gigantic. Let's see if we can get, oh, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Okay. Let's see, I can just go ahead and stick this on there now. Okay. What do you think about that spacing? Yeah. Hopefully, see. Now, keep in mind, if I use somebody's pattern, I always give them credit for it. Like, I mean, I probably should, you're right, I probably should give this clip art company credit, so don't go blasting me on that one. No, I understand that. But there are a lot of patterns in the, and I do use them. I have many a friend who draw really awesome patterns, so I'm very lucky. I can even call them and say, I need a pattern, I need something, and I always give them credit. Because a lot of times I turn the patterns into something I like, that they speak to me. I don't copy them because I'm just not, I don't do a lot of projects that way, but they inspire me to use them in my own way. Does that make sense? But if you use somebody's stuff, so I can probably tell you, I mean, I'm sure this clip art company would be more than happy to know that I'm using just one red flower. So I shouldn't minimize the importance of the clip art credit. Okay? But I really am not using this for commercial means right now. So just teaching purposes. It's fun practice. I also do photos I take. When I went to Hawaii, I took a lot of pictures of hibiscus flowers, and the photos I took, I printed them up in black and white, and those proved to be really my own patterns. I made my own pattern. Didn't even know it. So I just enlarged them. I've seen people do that with hydrangeas, and I've yet to discover how somebody can perfectly draw hydrangeas, but there's such perfect brush strokes for it that I don't question it. I just don't have that ability, and it's okay. I know what I'm good at, and I encourage people to pick up a paintbrush, and this is doable. I think to many, this is doable. And that's my whole, you know, we all have a creative side. I don't think anybody is more creative than another. Well, they are in different ways. All right, so watch that clip art company's probably trying to call me right now. All right, now I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to dry that a little bit. I try to draw things up, and I have people. I've had this is the other thing. I've enlarged my own stamp images, which I probably shouldn't say. You should buy my stamp images, but I put them on a piece of paper, blow them up. So just to let you know that's what I do. You know, because I drew those. Isn't this fun though? It will get you out of your creative funk. I guarantee it. All right. I could change colors here, but I don't know why, but I'm not gonna. If it's not broke, don't fix it. All right. Cool. There. This is like Edward painting hands right now. Heat gun in one hand. Donna asked, do I ever do anything other than florals? Yeah, I do. I do. I find it's my go-to and my comfort zone. I've done houses. I've done abstracts. I've done a lot of things, but butterflies. But it's kind of my go-to. It's kind of where I like to end up. And that's not that it works for everybody. I just like that if you can get a technique from this. Hearts. Do a lot of that. And in my art journal, more so than Monday night, I do tend to play and experiment. But it's a little harder here. I don't want to set myself up for failure. Teacups. There we go. Lots of vases I've done. Yeah, teacups a lot. Martinis. I used to be really into martinis. Wine glasses. Oh my goodness. Oh my god. Wine glasses. Oh. Isn't that funny? Yeah, that's the truth. Yeah, I mean, and I do try to mix it up, but you know, it's like if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I kind of much have that philosophy. So this is just Payne's Gray. I'm taking around the side a little bit, and I will bring that up. But I like to finish my sides, although I'd like to think that somebody would probably frame this, so it's probably not necessary. This can be matted and framed. Um, I just have a thing about incompleted pieces. Don't just call me crazy. Um, so this is just a little bit of Payne's Gray that I just don't like incompleted pieces. And if this were a canvas, I would probably take that flower over the edge because I wouldn't want that to be really incomplete. Does that make sense? So this is Payne's Gray, another awesome color. Unknown color. Good question now, people. Keep them coming. A lot of people ask me that, or they get sick of them, you know, and I'm kind of like, yeah, I'm always trying to reinvent the wheel. I am going to come out with different stamps this year. I've been begged for Christmas, you know. One thing I don't really do a ton of is Christmas. But I want to keep doing what I love, so you gotta. So this is just a little bit of Payne's Gray around the perimeter. Yeah, I've only done one palm tree. One and done. It was, oh, shoot. I wanted to get the paintbrush. One and done. I didn't feel any, yeah, Christmas trees I've done. You know, this is not my first rodeo, peeps. Ugh, the water is nasty. I will even list the brushes that I'm using because I think it's handy to know. And I'm just trying to keep them from just sitting and steaming in the water here. Don't like them to seep in the water. All right, so now you're waiting for these bad boys to come alive. Well, you know what? Me too. So let's do that. Let's take a little carbon black. Let's take a little, oh, come back here. Oh, whoops, a little too much there. All right. Same thing with these brushes. These things, don't dip those in water. The barrels just collect the water. They'll stay good forever if you just wipe the tips of them. They'll have a little color to them, but for the heaven's sake, most of the ones I go back and use, I use the same color, so it doesn't matter. Okay, I need like a good liner brush. All right, this is where. I guess I should have saved my drawing, but that's okay. Said I was going to make it my own. So this is just a very thin liner brush, and what I'm doing is I'm going in and we're finding our flowers. Finding our flower petals. And I don't even really need to look back at the drawing because I'm just guessing, but you can, I suppose, if you want to. I'm just going to look at my drawing, and then I can kind of see where the petals go. So the thing with this liner brush is it's acrylic paint on acrylic, and it's a really fine brush. So I can do this over wet paint. I mean, this isn't perfectly dry. If you're using a pen, don't ever go over wet paint. It's not a good idea. But you can do a brush over it as long as, as long as your paint isn't ponded and pooled up. That's the only thing. You want to avoid that. That's why I highly, highly encourage people to, and I was encouraged to do this, so don't think I'm saying something I'm not willing to do. Early on, I was encouraged to use a liner brush myself for the purpose of that, because it's acrylic paint going over acrylic paint, so it reacts very well. But if you take a pen or a tip or something else, it will push the paint around. See, I'm going right over the paint. I'm actually even going over the wet parts. And the cool thing is like, you see all this texture that it caused? I actually, remember when the heat gun hit right there? I bubbled that up right there. Again, that's just some more texture. But this is kind of not 100% dry by all means. But I'm just using acrylic on top of acrylic on top of acrylic so far. And that's another reason when I'm teaching, I encourage people that every time they take my classes, they're like, oh, the doodling part is the most nerve-wracking, but it's the part where I encourage them to try and get the most from, because if you can kind of do that, these fine details that I'm adding, I don't know, they just kind of make your piece, Whew. And it's great. I'm getting a, oh, 701. Okay, thanks, Lord. And I don't know. See, just adding those lines in the middle. Just adding those lines. It's like, even though my flowers were very flat dimensional, I don't know if this is going to make sense coming out of my mouth, I'm kind of able to twist the way the petals are moving. Does that make sense? Probably not. Probably makes more sense in my brain than it does. So I do, a liner brush is going to be, I don't know if I can show that, really narrow. I have another one that's longer too. That takes a little bit more finesse than, yeah, it's got lettuce on it. The lettuce is going to get wilty.
Gross?
Take some of the lettuce off. I don't think so. Just mix it up. You'll find out once you warm it up, and it's gross.
Oh, okay.
That's why I don't get lettuce on it, hon.
Well, I like lettuce.
Okay, well then I don't know what to tell you. I'm a little busy right now. Okay, so this is Titan Buff. It's like a cream colored. All right. And this is an Andy Skinner stencil. Snake skin or something, I think. And I am going to, this is not going to be dark by any means. This is, I've kind of beat the stencil up to nothing. Eek! My stencil's bent, so it's just. So this is cool. This was a Saturday in my studio, and I'm kind of recreating this. This is cool. Ah, Just a little bit. Just a little bit. This is, I think it's called snake something, for good reason. And this isn't white, it's Titan Buff. So a very, like a cream colored. I'm not going for a stark stencil here. And I'm not using a ton of paint. Oh, as I globbed on a ton of paint. Isn't that funny? I almost think I got room for a cool little word or something, but let me take another gander at a little more. This is, oh, what is this? Oh, this is the Payne's Gray that almost flew onto my artwork. See, it's kind of like over, under, over, under. Oh, whoa. Kind of going. I don't know. I mean, I definitely could do a word over this. But sometimes, oh, where's Prussian blue? So again, this is a really, really, really dry brush. Like a hog's hair brush, this is a, this is Prussian blue that I'm doing on the inside here. There we go. Ooh. And one of the reasons I didn't want just a ton of texture on this was I really wanted to paint those flowers and have them pop. Sometimes you put texture on it and then you're trying to doodle around it and you're like, oh God, too much texture. What happens? There is such a thing as too much texture. All right. I think, you know, kind of think I'm done. I kind of think, this is crazy, but I love the way this stays on, goes around the edge of this too. So this was from journal to piece, which is the importance of why you art journal. And I really, like I said, probably could have a word, probably could have a saying or something. I know that, oh, I know what would be cool. But if I add something, now the cool thing about this could be sprayed over. I can do a brush on varnish, which I will. There's nothing on here that's water soluble. Everything was acrylic. So I don't have to spray varnish it. I could just do a varnish over this, and this bad boy is done. And in this case, I would probably give it a nice, good satin finish, just because I think the satin would make it pop. The gloss would be too much. Go ahead. And I can probably open my windows back up and give me, there we go. Bring the camera back over here. So you might, no, hold on. Camera's putting a bunch of lines in my face. There we go. Thank you very much. So just somebody said you need to use a spray varnish. Otherwise, yeah, if it's water soluble, yeah, but if it's acrylic, you don't need it. So this would be cool too on if your wood has texture. You know, mine was a piece of MDF. MDF is so inexpensive. I do a lot of projects on MDF, but it's thin. You know, I mean, if I'm gonna do something really worth a gander, I'm gonna pick like an artboard like that's like this, you know, that has some thickness to it. Okay. Oh, let's see. All these towels just go in the hamper. But there's probably going to be a saying on this. And I'm going to show all the colors I used to make this. Really, there was not very much to this. There were 2, 4, 6, 8 colors and 2 mediums, and counting the satin varnish, 3 mediums. That is it. And a stencil and some brushes. That's it. So if you guys don't, you guys have the stuff to make this, all right? And brush cleaner. Don't forget brush cleaner. Look at this. I have everything is already out. This should be uploaded tomorrow because unless a gremlin steals me away, dinner is served, and I have the Olympics to be watching. But I want to recap this before I leave. Pretty little 8x10. That would be a nice little gift, wouldn't it? And I think I'm going to sell that on my website. That baby is for sale. Get rid of it. I cannot keep anything around here. I started going through everything, and I just have to start selling it or painting over it, which is where I'm at. Any questions for me before I flip off the camera? I will still be here for a minute. We are under an hour. I started painting that under 6:15, and I am done and virtually cleaned up. See how great it is when you clean up your paintbrushes? And thank you very much to my moderators. I will not be what do you mean?
Oh, I'm just saying hi.
All right. Oh, just saying hi. Okay.
I'm so tired.
Okay. Okay, well, get your gum chewing out of my ear, and you can just exit stage left. I'm almost done. Okay? Thank you.
Don't paint over what?
Goodbye.
How did I really
What did somebody say? Don't paint over it all. I know, Heather, I really think I'm going to be painting over stuff. I just have so much stuff. I don't need that much stuff. Let Riley out with... Hey, take Riley with you, please. He's panting back here. Sorry about this. So this is what you get when it's free. Thank you, Donna said. No saying it speaks for itself. I kind of feel that way, too. I just think it's a painting. And Penny, too. All right, fine. Goodbye. Goodbye. Sorry. It's my family. This is my life. See what's free. I need a production crew. I need a big sign that says filming. You can bother me in an hour. I swear. Unless your leg is falling off, you can talk to me in an hour. So I have everything already together. Everything is all cleaned up. I should probably show this in the picture because everybody asked me about the brush cleaner. If you have any... Oh, show the dog? Oh. I don't know if I can. Riley, you can come. He's okay. Staying there. Riley, come here. You know what? I'm going to turn the recording off. Yes, go ahead. I'm going to turn the recording off, and I will be right back, and you will see my puppies. But I want to thank you. So stay right here. I'm just going to turn off the recording. I will see you guys in 2 weeks, I believe, and I have to check that date. I think it's the 22nd, if I'm not mistaken. But I'm vacationing next week. So thank you, Donna. Says my kids are sweet. So just hang tight. I'm just going to turn off the recording. Thanks.